What's going on, everybody? This is Big Boy 007 coming to you. We're going to be doing some simple vegetable chicken soup. We're going to be jarring it for long-term food preservation. So this is very simple. It's not much to it. All you need is a good pressure canner and a few simple ingredients. And I'm going to show you real quick, fast, of how to get this done. This is a go-to recipe for me and my family, and we really enjoy it. It's very flavorful and comes out really nice. First thing we're going to do, we're going to be doing 7 pints today. So you just need roughly 7 pint jars. Don't really matter what brand. What we do is we sterilize them. You can put them in your oven. You can put them in your dishwasher. Obviously, I would not do any soap or any type of detergent. You just want to do hot boiling water to sterilize them real good, just to kill them off and get them clean. We got lids soaking. This is hot warm water. There's 7 lids there. We have white vinegar. You have chicken broth, carrots, celery, chicken, and onion. That's honestly all you need. So what we're going to do is when you start loading these, we've already quartered these chickens up. This is roughly about 3 chicken breasts. And so you just take your chicken breast, you just cut it in little chunks, different sizes. This is just kind of what we prefer. I'm roughly going to load my jar up about halfway, up the jar. And once that gets loaded, then we're going to add our vegetables. Just kind of pack it down like that. It's roughly halfway. Then I'm going to just take my hand, put the jar back in. And my hands are clean. I just washed them, so I don't know. I'm saying, hey, wash your hands, because I honestly just washed them before we started all of this food prep. And you just kind of load it up to what your liking is. I mean, there's no right or wrong way to do this. This is kind of our liking, but you want to go up to your about 1 inch. We always do to about 1 inch head space, and I think this is probably pretty good. But as you can see, this is what you're shooting for. I'm gonna go ahead and load the rest of these jars up, just so I don't bore you with loading up jars. Honestly, that's what you're looking for. When we come back, we'll have the jars loaded and we'll go on to the next step. And so we're back, everybody. As you can see, we have the jars loaded, chicken, vegetables. That's just kind of how it's going to look, half and half, if you're looking at it. So I left one undone, just so you can see the process that we do. Once you load it, we kind of just finger pack it in there. You ain't got to smash it, but it's okay to go ahead and put a little pressure on it. It's not going to hurt anything. But you got your chicken. We did onion, celery, carrots. No certain order. Don't worry about that. So then we take chicken broth, and we're going to just fill it up to almost 1 inch to the top of the jar, like that. So then we'll take our knife. I just use a knife. There's actually tools, but we're just going to get the air out of this jar. What I do is I go around the sides like that, and I just kind of pull away. You can go down in the middle and stir around and do the sides. You'll see that level of fluid actually go down. That just goes down. Mash it back down in with your fingers. It's perfectly fine as long as your fingers are clean, obviously. Maybe just top it off just a shade. But you're honestly going to just leave it with right underneath that bottom lip is where you want your fluid level. All the air is out. What I like to do, standard white vinegar. Just take it, give it a good old soaking on towel. And what we're going to do is we're going to go around our lip like this. And what that does is any grease or anything that come out of the chicken broth, the chicken, anything, it's going to really help just cut that grease, make you have a better seal with your cap. Take our cap out of our warm water solution, trying to be sterile. Just place it there on top of your jar, hold it down, take your ring. When you're tightening your jar, 2-finger tight. You're not torquing down, 2 fingers. When your fingers start to slip, she's tight enough. You don't want it super tight. So now we're just going to load our canner, All-American canner. I've got it warming. The water level is literally about right here. Maybe 2 inches of water in this thing. And we're going to slowly, don't tilt your jars and handle them rough. You want to handle them just nice and gentle and straight. And just slowly sit them down in the warming canner. I've got it on high, as you can see. And we just want that to come to a nice boil here real soon. But you just stick them in there, load it up. And when I finally get done, you're looking for the water level in that canner to be roughly right at the top of that ring. You don't want it over and you don't want it real far down. Right in this area is kind of where you want that water level to fall. You know, just to give it a good cover. What I like to do also, once that's loaded, just to prevent staining, it's not necessary. You don't have to do it. I pour 1 capful of white vinegar in my water. And what that'll do is that just keeps your jar, your canner, from staining real bad in the process. We're going to set our cap on. We're loaded. Line your arrow up with your canner. Whenever you're tightening, always go in opposite order. You want to tighten down, not all the way, go to the opposite side. Go to the opposite side, just like you're doing a tire on your car. And what this does is this keeps the lid nice and level. You're not going to torque it down real hard. You're just going to get them nice and snug. And what we're going to do is we're going to let that bad boy sit on high. I'm not putting my weight on just yet. I'm going to let that pressure build up till about 5 to about 228 degrees. And we're just going to let it build up. Different areas will have different pressures. You need to look at your jarring book for your pressure in your area. The higher elevation you are, the higher pressure you'll need. But I'm going to let that build up. And once that's built up, we'll be back with you. Alright everybody, we've got this canner going. As you can see, it's bleeding off. We've got the setting set for our personal elevation. You see how this is steaming off. You want this to happen roughly 2 to 3 times a minute. It's kind of a good set point. This is bleeding the steam to keep the pressure up. We're aiming for a pressure of around 12. And so, like I said, according to your elevation, they differ, but we're in a Piedmont area, and that's what we're looking at. But as you can see, it'll bleed off. But I just want to kind of show y'all guys that as to what you're looking for, as to how many times this thing needs to be letting off steam. Thank you. All right, everybody, we're back. We're finally finished. We ran these. These were pint jars. Pint jars. We run for 75 minutes. Once they get to full 10 psi in this area, according to our elevation. If I was doing quarts, they would be 90 minutes. So 75 for pints, 90 minutes for quarts. And once they get done with 75 minutes, I cut it to off. I let it bleed all the way down till the pressure bleeds off by itself. You take your weight, which was set on 10, set it to the side, and then you unscrew it. No steam is coming out, and you just give a little twist, pull off, and there's your jars that are ready. So what we're going to do is, and this is a jar puller, I guess, is just, and what you want to do is when you're doing this though, be very, very careful. They're extremely hot. And you just set them out to the side. You're going to hear them start popping. And when you hear them pop, that means they're sealing. These jars that pop and seal are going to be good for a long time. At least, I mean, we've ate them 2 years after you pull them out. I mean, and store them. We store them in a cool, dry place. You know, I don't know if lighting has anything to do with it. We've never cared much for it, but what a good meal to have. And then there you go. They're all boiling. You just want to be really easy and gentle with them when you're pulling them out. Set them to the side. We're going to let these sit overnight. I'm not going to touch them at least until tomorrow morning. 12 hours at least. Let them sit. I always want to check, make sure everything seals. And you can tell that by this one stuck up. This one is pushed down in the morning, or hopefully in the next, probably most time within the hour, they'll seal themselves. And you can know that they sealed. Once they seal, you can store them. No refrigeration necessary. You have a soup ready to go. We're going to get this cleaned up, ready for the next batch. So anyway, this is just our simple vegetable chicken soup, and these come in really handy. One for preservation, but two for easy meals during the week. You can buy chicken on sale, your brand preferred, and then it's just simple vegetables. Like I said, onions, celery, carrot. There's no salt in this. We did not add any salt or any additives. Once you pull it out and you make a soup, if you add noodles at some point, after you pour the jar in, you can add whatever spices you want to it. So you can fix it up in different ways. But this is just our simple video. So that's what you want to hear, is those things sealing. That pop is what you heard sealing. And I imagine within the hour, all of these will be sealing. They're all a rolling boil, which is what you want to hear. That's another one. So you can see kind of how fast they seal. Anyway, if you like this video and like the style of it, please like, share, subscribe. We really appreciate it. And until next time, this is Big Boy 007 signing off. Thank you.